as Raiden. She goes like, "What? No, I'm not with them." But it's like kind of like delayed. Like you tell her like, "Oh, are you Dead Cell? Are you with them?" And then she kind of like says like, she paused for like a couple milliseconds. She's like, "What? No, how dare you say that?" I'm like, I would
Yeah.
ask like, "Are you okay? You're not responding correctly."
Yeah. Have you got some processor lag going on? Got too many applications open?
And then like thinking back on the game, and also like I was reliving and kind of replaying it.
Mm.
When the tanker's going down, like they don't show it, but they like obviously I think they said it like she was taken by a group of just men off the tanker. But
Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen that like she's just like laid about on the tanker floor. I actually would like think of like, oh, what about that girl I kind of shot earlier as the ship is sinking?
Yeah. But that still wouldn't be on Snake
Mm-hmm.
because he'd taken her down non-lethally,
Yeah.
and then it's Ocelot that turns up and is like, eh. um, I I'm also kind of equal parts relieved and disappointed we never got the section Hideo wanted to include
Mm-hmm.
of having to escape the tanker.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because yes, I can see how it would interfere with the pacing and be frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but on the other side of the coin, there's some other bits they could have maybe done with it, like you said, you don't see Olga being taken. So although that could have just been part of the cutscene,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's literally just off screen at the minute.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I mean,
um,
they could have made Snake's escape like a quick time event if they wanted to.
Potentially,
Yeah,
although
but that could have been
they
cheap.
weren't really that prevalent at that
Mm-hmm.
time. I know
Yeah,
Shenmue was sort of the progenitor.
yeah, it was kind
Actually,
of like.
I don't think Shenmue was the progenitor, but sort of our understanding of QTEs
Mm-hmm.
now started with Shenmue. Um, um, and yeah, Shenmue had been out for a year or so at that point. So I know it originally came out on the Dreamcast.
Mm-hmm.
But I never really got into the Dreamcast, despite being a Sega kid as I grew up. Um, but yeah, I could see that being a quick time event, but I'm not sure how fans would have received it.
Yeah, I was gonna say like it probably would have like, oh, that's cheap. A quick time event us for Snake's
Yeah,
escape.
yeah, it's a case of damned if you do,
Yeah.
damned if you don't. You know, if it'd been a quick time event,
Mm-hmm.
they said, "Oh, why didn't you let us play it?" And
Yeah,
if it was
because
a playable thing, "Oh, this is too difficult. Why didn't you make it a QT?" It's
mm-hmm.
like,
And I think
hey, you know what?
yeah,
You enter the sequence, you choose. Do you want to play it or do you want it as a quick time event?
and I think for like when you I think when for like the second part of the game where with Raiden, I think when they're talking about the whole tanker and they actually show like Snake escaping, like they show the
Mm.
footage, and I said to myself like I don't remember that at all. I was
Yeah,
like, and I think that was probably like what
it's
was cut.
footage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's taken from an earlier build of the game because it was included in at least one of the trailers as well, I think,
Yes. Yep. And you
as
know,
well as having FAMAS in the tanker section.
mm-hmm. It's like that would have been good to have at the time.
Yeah, well, it would have been nice to
Mm-hmm.
kept the continuity of having the FAMAS, but it also kind of makes sense of switching it to the M4 and the AK-74 issue.
Mm-hmm.
Um, um, and yeah, so I do know now that Snake survives the tanker,
Mm-hmm.
and then jump to 2 years later.
And it's kind of like a double whammy. Like you see Snake, and then we kind of see like who are the people we're gonna deal with, on the big shell, and like we see like Vamp, and like in all his vampiness.
Yes. And so yeah, time jump 2 years forward. You're Snake, infiltrating into Big Shell, and Johnny also made a very good point of it's something you kind of don't really pick up on when you're first playing it. But the entire sequence of events from Big Shell is almost beat for beat entirely identical to Shadow Moses.
Oh yes.
So you swim in, you get in through the little cargo thing, you're going up the elevator, you've got the codec call, and then that's when Campbell says, yeah, you're no longer Snake, we're changing your call sign to Raiden. And he's like, Raiden, why? And then it's dropped on you that Solid Snake, who's thought to have died, is leading Dead Cell, and it's like, wait, and then you eventually see Solidus, and you're like, yeah, no, that's not him.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, Dead Cell's quite an interesting bunch of mercs. So who you got? You got Fat Man, Vamp, Fortune.
I'm drawing a blank.
Me too.
Like
there is a fourth.
Fat Man. They're not counting Solidus as them, are they?
I don't think so. This is going to bug me. Google, help. NGS2 Dead Cell members. Oh no, yeah, no. In terms of the game, they are counting Solidus because he's the founder. I thought he just did. I thought he just employed them.
That's what I thought.
As in, they're a merc band. He's paying for them to help. So yeah, you've got Solidus Snake, Colonel Jackson, who's the Marine colonel. He's the original commander. And Fortune is second in command. Vamp, the knife expert. Fat Man, the demolition expert. Old Boy, experienced soldier. I think his concept was changed to become the End in 3. And then the totally not racistly named Chinaman, martial artist expert. But those last two were cut, so I guess they don't really count. Or they could have been part of, but the whole team wasn't there or whatever. But yeah, no, there's less of them than there are of the Foxhound unit in Shadow Moses, but they're that much much more larger than life to kind of make up for it, and especially the Fat Man boss fight. He's just roller skating around saying, hey, look, it's your favorite explosives. And so yeah, Fat Man's got a very big very big personality. Vamp is, well, he's Vamp.
It's kind of hard to say, like, what can you say about Vamp? I'm like, he's Vamp.
He's very eccentric.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he's called Vamp for two reasons, because Vamp used to be an old time name for, what is it, being homosexual or bisexual? Apparently. I don't recall hearing that, but that might have been more of an American thing than UK. I don't know. But also, his supposed immortality. So, he's got a very eccentric personality because of both of those aspects. It's kind of playing up on both. And he was quite interesting to go up against. And rest in peace, EE.
Mm-hmm.
I so wish there had been a way to prevent Vamp from stabbing her. That would have been nice, because that pardon the pun, but that cut me up at the time, or well, kind of still does. Whenever I rewatch, cutscenes, and I see that one, I'm like, oh. And then, seeing him come back in 4 is like, you just don't stay down, do you? How good are your nanomachines? Why can't we unlock those? Infinite health, or you just lose all your health, or you lay down for 30 seconds and you get back up. And Fortune, she's quite an interesting character, having quite a tragic story, because it's not just her father that she loses, is it? Didn't she lose her husband and child as well, or something?
I believe that was the story, like, and then why she was seeking death all the time.
Yeah, and as you find out through Ocelot right towards the end, it was all orchestrated.
Yeah, which I kind of hated. I was like, oh, I wanted like a little mystery there.
Yeah, and then Ocelot's just like, yeah, no, bang. Which kind of really sucks, because by that point you're actually kind of on her side. And if memory serves, she's actually going to defect and help Raiden, isn't she? I think
for her benefit,
or it's implied that she's having a change of heart.
It's kind of implied, because it's like she kind of has like her own thing going, or she thought she was gonna have her own thing, and kind of like steal Arsenal from under Solidus, which, I mean, I'm thinking to myself, like, wait a minute, you're gonna try to steal this whole like Metal Gear, like basically ship from this guy who has like octopus arms and can like zip super speed, and I'm like, go ahead, if you're that lucky, take it.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing. She wasn't lucky. It was just that EM field that was part of her railgun, which Ocelot had the off switch for. I was like, really?
Yeah. And he just turns it off. He's like, it's off now.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been a bit more rewarding if he'd disarmed her, rather than, oh no, click, button goes click. But yeah, and then there's the whole Solidus fight on top of on that rooftop. I know the name of the building. I can't recall it.
Federal Hall.
Federal Hall. That's it. Thank you.